Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, share. Everything you do does help the channel. And if you want to help out a little more, you can head over to my Patreon, try to get yourself a mug or stickers. And you can also donate $5 and get a different set of stickers. So we're going to go over the top 5 rarest military Zippos in this video, and a lot of these Zippos have a direct lineage with Zippo, which makes them very suitable for this list. I hope you guys enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making it, so here is number 5. All right, so number 5 here is a really cool Zippo. This Zippo is historically significant, and as you look at the front here, it's going to read M Company 3 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, also known as the Black Horse Regiment. They were like an armored tank division in Vietnam. This Zippo was done in battle. This is a Zippo that was over there, that would have been with somebody and came home. And it is just a beautiful piece of art here. Now, why this is such a historically significant Zippo is because the colonel who commanded this regiment is no other than Colonel George S. Patton, son of famous World War II General Patton. He helped win the war. Unfortunately, we did lose him when the war was won. He did get to celebrate that victory a little bit, but as he was driving home, he did get killed in a Jeep. Some say there's suspicions around it, but I don't know. You'd have to look into it. I wasn't there. But his son, Colonel George S. Patton, in Vietnam, was commanding the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment. So that's why this Zippo is so significant. And what a cool story and history before it. And you're going to notice a lot of these Zippos on this list as you go deeper into it. They just get more significant and more cooler. And there's a reason why these Zippos are so sought after. Now, the next Zippo on this list, coming in at number 4, is very, very cool. I'm very excited to talk about this one. So at first glance, the Zippo is going to read Junction City, 173rd Sky Soldier Combat Jumper. Now, what Junction City actually means is Operation Junction City, which took place at the end of February in 1967 during Vietnam. 845 soldiers from the 173rd Sky Soldier Battalion there jumped for the very first ever U.S. combat parachute assault in South Vietnam against the enemies. So this is why this Zippo is so significant in history. Now, this wasn't the first ever parachute assault. It was the first one for Vietnam, which makes it very significant. And these Zippos are just hard to come by because you have to imagine the size of the brass on these guys to jump out of a plane into enemy territories, guns flying, bullets blazing. These guys were men amongst men. Let me tell you, those parachuters are some of the hardest guys out there. And this Zippo was with a guy who went through that. You know what I mean? Like this survived that. This went through all that. This piece of history tells just as much as the soldier can tell when he was there. A lot of these Zippos do link up with soldiers. There's basically a Zippo for every major battle there ever was, and that's why I love Zippo. Number 3 is just so cool. I wish I had one. I wish I could meet one of these guys and talk to them. This Zippo is one of the coolest in history right here. Now, it reads SP4 Tobler, 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry, Headhunters, 50 kills. Coming in hot. This Zippo is exactly that. This Zippo is hot and off the charts. Like, wait until you hear the story of these guys. I'm very excited to tell these guys' stories and make this a part of history. These guys seen major battles in La Drang Valley, Khe Sanh, Bin Din, Quang Tri. I don't know, like these are all big Vietnam battles. They operated, the 9th Cavalry here operated from 65 to 1971. They were on record for getting half of the Vietnamese soldier kills, like enemy kills. This specific squadron and cavalry recorded half of them in all Vietnam throughout these years and these battles. It's no wonder why this one soldier had 50 kills, because these guys racked up a ton of kills. They were fierce and revered in Vietnam. They're very well known. These guys were just amazing, and they were just the toughest of the tough, the hardest of the hard. These guys were in the pits and the jungles, doing what they could, and you got to remember, they didn't even win that war, but these guys were in the thick of it, so this Zippo had to be commemorated for them. All right, number two is very good choice of Zippo here. Most people already probably know about it. It is the In Memory of Ernie Pyle 1945 Zippo. If you want to know who Ernie Pyle was, he was a Allied war correspondent from 1942 into 1946. He covered Allied operations in Africa, Sicily, Italy, France. He is also famously dubbed for saying this, and in quote, Zippo lighter is in great demand in the battlefield. Truly believe Zippo lighter is the most coveted thing in the army. Like, how cool is that? He was writing about Zippos in wartime newspapers, just how reliable and how good they were to have, and how every soldier had one and wanted one and needed one, and just how reliable they were. It was guys like this that helped put Zippo on the map, too. And it just goes to show you why Zippo holds such a stamp in history and why so many people are still buying them today and the significance they hold. Also, a very, very famous Zippo story that has to do with Ernie Pyle. A young soldier had asked him what the next operation would be, and this was just before Ernie Pyle died. He asked the soldier for his Zippo. He scratched on the bottom of it a word, and then he gave it back to the young soldier, and he said, "When you get the order to open the correspondence," he's like, "look at the bottom of the Zippo." And then when he does, the kid kept his word, and when the time happened, he looked at the bottom of the Zippo and it said Tokyo. And then after that, that's when Ernie Pyle left the USS Cabot at the end of February in 1945. And he went with the Marines in April to Okinawa, and he was killed by a sniper April 18th, 1945. And it was a very sad day for a lot of people on the USS Cabot because he was stationed with them for a lot, and they all really enjoyed him. And the owner of Zippo, George Blaisdell, he actually sent 200 Black Crackle Zippos, the ones you're seeing in the picture, the Ernie Pyle Zippos. He actually sent 200 of them to all the people on a few hundred of them. I don't know exactly how many it was, but to the crew of the USS Cabot. And one of my subscribers actually has one of these Zippos, and he sent me a picture of it. I wanted to put it in this video. I kept going through the emails. I could not find it. I wanted to add it in this video, but I just couldn't find the email. And so this is a very significant Zippo in history, and it just goes to show you the love and the genuine passion people have for these Zippos, even back then to now, and just how much of a useful tool these things really are. All right, coming in at number one, in my opinion, is the most coolest, rarest military Zippo with significant history. And that would be Captain First Lieutenant Harry William Edwards, 0-1317505. You see the names of a bunch of places. I'm not going to read them all out for you guys where he has fought and stationed. If for those of you who do not know who Harry Edwards is, Mr. Harry Edwards was actually the superintendent of Congress Street Zippo manufacturing plant. He left Zippo in 1942 to fight the war, and he was discharged at the end of the war at the rank of captain in 1946. He actually returned to the Zippo factory and continued to work there. Even returning to Zippo after the war, what a stand-up guy. And something I want to mention about this Zippo is it actually has a one-of-a-kind test model insert because he started working there in 1938. The Zippo you're looking at is actually a 1938 Zippo as well. That was the Zippo they gave him when he started working there. So a bunch of interesting facts and a bunch of cool history involving that Zippo and linked direct to Zippo. And it's also one of the oldest war Zippos you're going to see. I'm going to be mentioning in other videos you'll see. But everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take care, and I'll see you in the next one.